Skip ahead to the 1 minute mark for today's message. Let's get started. All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. So today's pod is definitely something I've been thinking about now for a while. Considering that when we look at the three areas of our lives, we're talking about health, we're talking about wealth, and of course relationships. So something that I have been doing quite a bit of work behind the scenes, and now of course I can share more on this. Close to almost 6 months ago, I had come up with this idea of making it a point to exercise and more specifically to run every single day. And that is something that I have now incorporated into my daily regimen. And so it's part of my like literally before I go to bed, I make it a point to have that that daily check-in with my body and to go for that run. And I've been thinking a lot about this because quite often, especially as healers and coaches, we tend to, you know, when we think about what we value, we tend to put a lot of things above health. And for a lot of us, this happens until, of course, maybe there's a health crisis, could be in our own lives or in the lives of people that we care for, and that sort of is a wake up call for us. Now, in my own context, when it comes to being healthy, when it comes to being fit, I've had my own journey over the years, and it's sort of cyclical, if you want to call it that. And having said that, of course, the flip side is that over the years, I have, ensured that no matter what happens, even if there's a off season, which means there's a season where I'm, not exercising or sort of choosing, easier food options and maybe not so healthy food options, somehow there is this mechanism inside of me that kicks in, and then before long, I'm back to making health a more important priority in my life. And so, as I was thinking about today's pod on my evening run, it got me thinking. When we want to exercise. So this is, of course, for you. Uh, uh, you out there, a healer. You're already probably a coach. And when it comes to fitness, my question to you, of course, is, what is that one, maybe that one fitness form, right? It could be running, could be going to the gym, could be whatever you have tried. And the operative word is tried because somehow it has not yet become part of your day to day. Right? It's not become um, your dependable hack, your dependable resource, which you are able to build into a habit, and that you're able to keep this going. And as you know, today's theme, of course, we're talking about how do we tap into the power of sticky habits. So one thing I can definitely tell you is that what came to me as well today is that I've been trying now for some time to incorporate. Some of you may be aware of this. There's something called kettlebells, and so I've been trying to incorporate that. Try being the operative word, because invariably every time I sort of like take one step forward, it's two steps back for whatever reasons, right? Sometimes it could be health, sometimes maybe an illness, sometimes maybe there's change in my schedule, but somehow, no matter how much I am trying, um, it just kind of falls off. So one thing I'm sharing with you right now from my own experience is that maybe if there's been something that you've been trying to make to be part of your fitness and your health daily regimen, which means you're able to make it into a into a habit, and if for some reason it's not sticking, maybe it just might make sense to let it go. And I say this also because this is almost like a mind trick, because quite often when you let something go, if it's meant to be in your daily, your daily practice, it will come back. On the other hand, if it's something that you're trying really hard to, to practice, then no matter how much you try, you will keep failing. And I can definitely tell you, with running, I have tapped into something, that is a lot more potent. And I say this also because I noticed this trend when it came to recording content. For years I had wanted to, and I tried, and then I failed. I tried, and the somehow the habit didn't stick until, of course, I simplified my life and I said, you know what, it may be a low lift in the short term. And now at this point, we are closer to literally 3 years of doing this every single day, which is literally hundreds of videos, um, on different platforms. What started as a Facebook Live is now what you see here, right? So I can definitely say that, as long as you're willing to be flexible, and as long as you're willing to notice that, okay, you tried something, it didn't work, let it go, but make room for something else. And before long, you will be, living that dream that you had aspired for. And of course, at the time of this recording, we are literally at 1:01 a.m. And this is part, of course, of the, building the daily skill, the daily muscle, where I made it a point, as I said, literally 3 years ago, I said, no matter what, every single day, I'm going to show up and record a live, or eventually record this, which is a solo pod. And I'm not even talking about our other podcast where I interview healers and coaches on the iHypnosis Life coaching journeys. Um, I'm talking about this daily habit where I kept it so simple that it just becomes the lightest lift to keep the habit going. So in conclusion, for the moment at least, my question to you is, what are you willing to let go of? And also, since you're thinking about it, just stay open to maybe some new form or new way to be fit, whether that is in your health, whether that is in your finances, or of course in your relationships. I know today's energy is a little different, and that's the whole point of doing, for me, that's the whole point of doing these daily pods, because I'm also more aware of that not every day will you be high energy or perky or whatever. You will have different days, you will have different um, themes and different energies when recording these pods, and this is all okay, because in the larger scheme of things, it only gets better from here. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, a couple of things before I wrap this pod. What I do here is, as I said, I make it a point to come and record this live pod with you every single day. This is one way for you to stay in touch. And also, on the, on in the week rather, on Mondays and Fridays, you can be part of our community and get to meet me live, get to meet the members of our community live. And of course, this is the eye hypnosis live experiences. As the name suggests, this is an opportunity for you to connect with me and build that bond with our community. And if you feel, especially as a healer and a coach, if you feel that this community is serving you, is making a difference in your life, then you're more than welcome to continue on the journey. And we meet on weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. This program, of course, is a paid program. Remember, those who pay attention. And in these 3 days, that is on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., you have the opportunity of really being able to do a lot of deep inner work with us as a group, as a community. And when we meet in the program, uh, especially on day one, we focus on discovering your soul identity. And this is something that is so crucial, so vital, because once you've been able to make this connection, then everything that you do from here on out, whether it is, building your business, whether it is, really being clear about, who you are and that alignment on the inside and out, it all starts with this first step. And once you do this, then of course you can get to go deeper focusing on your beliefs and also making sure that you're able to change your habits, but do it in a way where because you are now aligned with your soul identity, you're able to build new habits. And lastly, of course, remember, until money is no object, money is the object. So I'm of course talking about money and money in all its glory. I'm talking about money beliefs, money blueprints, and of course, money breakthroughs. So as we do this work over the weekend, by day three, if you feel that this program has really connected with you, has made a difference in your life, then you're more than welcome to continue on. And this program then morphs into a 3-month process. And during this time, you get to go, do deeper work. You get to really spend that time and build those bonds, not only with yourself, but also with the community. And this program, of course, is the Hypnosis Life Advanced Program. And while you're doing this, of course, it's so vital, when you know that you're really benefiting from this. And of course, if you truly believe that, you want to be able to take these skills and help more people, then you can do this when you step into our iHypnosis Life Mastery. This is the 90-day process where you get to learn the skills, the same skills that I use when I'm facilitating you, when I'm teaching uh, the tools. These are things that I myself have learned over the last 20 years. So you get to experience this. And of course, you get to take this out into your own universes, your own in the business that you're building as a healer and a coach, and of course, in the areas that matter most to you, right? Your health, as I said, building the business, and of course, your relationships. And for those of you who want that, special attention, we do have, and you want to be mentored by me, we do have the personal coaching program, and seats, of course, do open up from time to time. So, having said all of this, of course, as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless. And of course, I will see you in the next one.